you ever felt that people just keep disturbing you or bothering you and they just don't really understand what you are going through? And all you just want to do is just snap at them or even punch them? The secret villain to 99% of all our problems is misunderstanding. Let's talk about me. I was being hard on myself that I got stressful and I was too obsessed to reach my goals that I just ignored every feeling and every person just because I did not want to waste my time and focus on them. And uh, and then it just got me. I had a lot of arguments with them, and they just misunderstood my vulnerability as arrogance. So my mind was hazy, and everything seemed to just go out of control. I then just realized why it was all happening and found that it was because I did not show my vulnerability to people. Misunderstanding is a form of understanding which is partially or wholly deviant from what the speaker intended to communicate. It's like you're vibing on a whole different wavelength than the person you're chatting with. And Landmark Education, a human performance and development company, describes miscommunication as a phenomenon called already always listening, in which you are not really listening to the other person at all. You're just listening to the voices in your own head, and you think that you know what the other person is intending to say without even hearing them out in the first place. And how could you get their feelings? Dan Palada, a social entrepreneur, wrote in his blog that a few years ago, a colleague left his firm and went to work for the competitor. Dan felt really hurt and betrayed and unable to trust him. After a few years, they just began working together again. But for Dan, every subsequent interaction with him occurred within the context of, nah, can't trust you, bro. And then their interactions were always with quite some distance. And a few weeks later, they both just got on a phone call with a trainer who was schooled in these dynamics. And they just spilled their guts about their already always voices. For Dan, it was, as he said before, I can't trust you. But for the colleague, it was something like, you think of me only as a commodity and you do not care about me personally. And I just got surprised to know that you just felt hurt and betrayed when I just left your firm. All I thought was just that you didn't even notice me and you certainly wouldn't consider my departure as any sign of disloyalty. Dan thought, how could there be any space for me to show concern about you personally when I'm just constantly worried about being backstabbed by you? It would be like a bullfighter saying to the bull, you don't care about me personally. And then a bright light dawned over the situation, and everything instantly made sense. And ever since the call, their interactions have been much more richer and productive. So, before this. So we were trained not to say what we feel right from a very early age. We were taught not to ask for something at someone's house. If we were thirsty, we would just act extra thirsty. If offered a glass of water, we will just politely decline. And only if they insisted, we will just graciously accept the offer. We constantly expect people to understand the game of mind reading. Unfortunately, the game does not work, and we generally get things wrong. Here's how it happens. When you suppress your emotions, either because you do not want to feel them because it's uncomfortable, or because you just don't want to show them out to people, well, suppressing them doesn't make it go away, it only intensifies them even more. And if it just keeps happening for a longer period of time, just slowly turns into aggression. And if that aggression doesn't get addressed, there will definitely be anger outbursts at a person who doesn't even know why you even reacted that way or what's even going on with you. In a nutshell, it can make things worse. So we have to express our emotions to the people that we trust right when we feel it without ignoring it. We just have to talk about it smoothly and the magic happens. Thank you.
Your communication is so clean. You did not give chance for miscommunication
Thank
at all.
you.
There is no misunderstanding at all because you're such a good communicator. You you kept your pace consistent, slow and steady. Ensure that people understood what you're saying with the right presentation. I think you rocked the all the check boxes of great presenter.
Thank you.
Good work done. Yeah.
Thank you.